for those of you listening on the pod.
Welcome into hour 2. Let's get to the defensive side, fellas. I know Tim's excited. This is what he came for tonight, right?
That's my job.
All right, so we've got defensive end 5 players: Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness, Kingsley Enagbare, Brenton Cox Jr., and this one really got me excited. I don't know why this is that flickering on your all's end too? It's really strange. No? Okay. Baron Sorrell. So last night I had said early in the show that, man, the vibe I'm getting is Baron Sorrell is not going to go on IR. He's going to be available in a couple of weeks, right? That was kind of what I was hearing, what I was feeling. And then, of course, our good buddy, the doc himself, MD Holmes said, or Holmes MD1 said, that's a 4 to 6 week injury. So we kind of, well, maybe that makes sense. They'll put him on IR. They did not put him on IR. So this tells us they are expecting him well before, week 5, right? So you're probably going to see him maybe as early as week 1, possibly week 2, I would imagine. That's the big takeaway for me. Physically unable to perform, no surprise there. On the pup, they're putting Colin Oliver, the rookie, and then they release Aaron Mosby and Deslin Alexander, which I think it's a realistic chance you can see both of those guys back on the practice squad. So Baron Sorrell, as someone said there, is my player to watch. Roger Davis said, I agree, Roger, what he showed in the preseason. I think it was Jacob Morley had tweeted out. He led all rookie edge defenders in quarterback hits in the preseason, and he only played in 1 game. I think we got a dog there. So this is exciting for me. And again, these are kind of the news within the 53-man roster where, Tim, you look up and you go, hey, that's great news right there that Baron Sorrell isn't on the IR.
Absolutely. Like we compared it to the scare we had with Kingsley Enagbare a couple years ago, right? With the knee at the end of the season. And we didn't know, was it busted up bad? Would he need surgery? Would he be gone for a long time? Turned out not to be anything serious. Or super serious, at least. Any knee injury is serious, right? And then you see Baron Sorrell here, playing like a monster in his first preseason game, takes some friendly fire, and good news that he's on the 53. I think that's just confirms what we thought, right? Obviously, he's going to be ready to go sooner than later. I would anticipate either, seeing him back before the bye or right after the bye. But I love that they gave him a roster spot. And then, Colin Oliver, on the PUP list, really you look at this whole group, like you said, Clay, I just see all these guys are going to be Packers at some point in time throughout the year for us. I think there's a realistic possibility that at least one of the two, Mosby or Alexander, makes the practice squad. But I'm with you, Clay. There's an argument that both of them are on the practice squad.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that one of those two didn't make it and that we only went with 5. But like Tim just kind of highlighted, Kingsley Enagbare showed up immensely in this preseason to the point where he went from a guy that was kind of on my poo-poo list and kind of shot right back up to the type of player that I thought he would be when we first drafted him. And I think once that knee kind of maybe shored up a little bit for him and he felt more confident, we've seen what he really brings to the table. And we know obviously what we've got with Rashawn and LVN and my boy Brenton Cox Jr. I'm just saying. So I'm pretty excited about this rotational group. And I really do think that all 5 of those guys are going to get a lot of snaps this year. I think they are going to use that heavy rotation again. And I'm very excited for it. Wish I could see Colin Oliver out there, obviously.
Right.
But I really do agree with Tim. I think Mosby and Deslin put a lot of good tape out there to the point where not enough maybe that somebody would shark them off and sign them, but enough so that they deserve to be on this practice squad.
Yeah. Holmes MD1 says it very much depend on the grade and severity of the sprain. He confirmed not strain, but he meant sprain. Mine was low grade and was sore for at least a month. I've seen athletes take even longer due to the demands of their occupations. So just kind of depends on, and we, to the best of my knowledge, Holmes and everybody in here, I don't think we actually heard of what level that is, right? What grade that is. So go ahead, Emilio.
Hoping that it's minor, hoping that he gets back out there soon, tears it up. But yeah, that's a solid DN group. You got your 2 first rounders out there. Kingsley stepping up. We thought that he may have been on the outs, may have been on the trading block, whatever. Jacob's boy made it. And then, you got the young guy with a little bit of a knee problem now, but I'm not worried about him moving forward. It was a freak thing. It's not like he's, quote unquote injury prone, anything like that. He just got a little banged up. and then you got to go back out there and play less football. So I really I mean, you can't do anything about it. That's just you only got 2 of them. But yeah, Colin Oliver. Hopefully that we get something from him maybe at the end of the year. Just kind of see what he can do. Not like he's going to be doing anything big for this team, but I do expect something big for the rest of these 5.
Y'all want another Micah Parsons tweet?
No.
He said
Do
no.
that, you're gonna get your ass kicked in that.
This one's actually from Pack Daddy. So,
Oh no, Mr. Schlip.
Mr. Slip. Let's put it
All
up.
right.
Wait, we got to get the drop here.
Breaking news from Pack Daddy. Micah Parsons is a Green Bay. I'm just kidding. It's not.
No,
Oh
dude,
my
don't
God.
do that. That fucking hurt, man.
He said
Put
this
that
would go
name
along.
in my mouth right there.
This would go a long way in helping with my hatred of Reddit. And I don't believe this is my Mandy. That's not my Mandy on Twitter. Here we go again. So this was on Green Bay Packers Reddit. And you guys know everything's true on Reddit, right?
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
So I hesitate to even post this, but this kind of stuff has come to fruition for others on Reddit before. This is third-hand knowledge, so it could be nothing. I live in the Dallas area, and a friend of mine is next-door neighbors with one of the Cowboys' team physical therapists. This is like four spots removed, right? Look at Emil. You'll take a drink. Supposedly, he did some work with Micah Parsons today, and word is the Packers have a deal in place. Just need him to agree to the contract offer, which he says averages $45 million per. So.
I don't understand if Jerry's trying to stay around 35, 40 milli, why are we willing to go up? I don't get it.
Well, my sister's best friend's cousin's boyfriend saw him at 31 Flavors
See,
last
what
night.
had happened was
Let's count this. Seriously, let's count this. Pack Daddy tweeted something. That's one person. From another person, Mandy M. Moody or whatever. That's 2 people. All right. To a person on Reddit, that's the 3rd person. I hesitate to even post this third-hand knowledge, okay? So that's
At least another.
6 people now, right? I live in the Dallas area, and a friend of mine, that's 7, all right? Supposedly he did with a physical therapist, that's the 8th, right? Yeah, because it's next door neighbors with the physical therapist. Supposedly he did some work with Micah Parsons today, and they have a deal in place. So 8 people.
I want to know what the guy who was striping the lawn had to say about the whole.
How's Brett
the whole
Favre
thing.
doing here? I'm in town to play.
You know what this sounds like? My sister-in-law, baby cousin Tracy. Wasn't that on a movie somewhere? My sister-in-law, baby cousin Tracy. What movie was that, Tim? That was one of the. It wasn't Friday, was it? What movie?
It might
was
have
that?
been.
It may have
It
been.
might have been.
That's my reference was the Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You don't remember that one?
Jacob, sir. Still haven't seen it. I know you're gonna.
Are you serious?
Still haven't, man.
Oh, man.
What is-
I'm
all right.
gonna tell
Chat's-
Mandy.
Chat's
I'm
gonna
telling
go at you right now, dude. You've never seen whatever. Let's move on.
All right,
show.
yeah. Everybody in the chat, have you seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Yes or no?
Breaking
Put it in
news:
the
Clayton
put it in the
has not seen
comments.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
All right. So
Somebody
what's
in
wrong?
in the comments of the video, please put it in there if you've seen Ferris Bueller Day Off. I need
Yes
to
or
know.
yes or no? Just say. Dennis Shook said, "Hell yeah, okay, we'll just move on." He was very emphatic. Who? Ben Holden said, "Who?" All right, let's move it along here.
Who?
See, this is what's so frustrating about hosting a podcast and a YouTube show. I feel like this show has absolutely sucked because it's just been in and out, nothing organized. Well, we got more viewers tonight than we've had in a long time. We got 478 people watching in here, so maybe they come for the train wreck. I don't know, but anyway, Tim, do you have anything you want to add to Micah Parsons' update here before we move on?
Yeah, I can't wait till I can press this drop right here, and we hear breaking news: Micah Parsons is a Dallas Cowboy.
Stays with the
Breaking
Cowboys.
news.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
he has to still play under the contract that he's on
Exactly.
right now because he can still get franchise tagged twice. So,
I mean, I fully understand why people are bothered that Jerry Jones holds the keys, but I mean, you can't change the facts. He's under contract. I feel like Jerry's got a little bit of the power here in this situation.
Oh, please.
Brooke in the chat says you haven't seen Ferris Bueller. Now I'm
Thank
in
you.
trouble with Brooke. Now, sorry, Brooke. I apologize.
because Clay, I know you jacked up a car and put it in reverse trying to take the miles off her to sell her. I know it was a lemon. You're just trying to flip the thing.
He
I
doesn't
love how you
understand
said
the
a
reference.
car, like it wasn't a $600,000 Ferrari.
We didn't have no Ferraris back in the holler. I'll just leave it at that. So let's move it along. Defensive tackle, 6 players. A little bit of a surprise for me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but they kept Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt, Carl Brooks, Kobe Wooden, Warren Brinson, and Nazir Stackhouse. I kind of felt like Nazir might try to go to the practice squad and then call him up when you need a nose tackle for a run heavy game type thing, No, that's not Nazir. Thank God. Right.
That's the only guy bigger than Nazir Stackhouse.
Pull that back up there. That's what I looked like leaving the Cracker Barrel before they changed. Before,
Thick.
I'm saying, man.
Clay, I actually heard that they decided against their new operational change, and they're going to keep it the old school.
Yeah, I think the person that pitched the whole idea lost their job too, so it's kind of
you'll have that.
Yeah, that happens sometimes down here in the South. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I imagine people showed up the home office with some shotguns or something. You know what I mean? That's probably what happened. But
They came in there like
I got some advice for y'all. Take 2 weeks off, then quit.
I haven't been in a Cracker Barrel in a while either, man. Now, last time I went in there, they were serving beer, and I was like, "What in tarnation is going on in here? When did this happen?" Right? But farmers like it. So, all right. So released James Esther and Devontae O'Malley. Jacob, what's your take on these defensive tackles here? I want to get your take too, Tim. How we feeling about that?
Definitely, it was a surprise to me that we kept 6. I thought for sure that we would try to free up somewhere else. Like you said, I thought it'd be either Stackhouse or maybe even a crazy thing about Wooden. But much like Kingsley, I think that Wooden really impressed during the preseason. I think Brooks was very solid. We know what we have in Clark and Wyatt. Brinson, didn't see as much as I'd like to see out of him. Same with Nazir. I saw him maybe not making as many run tackles, kind of getting bounced off of a little bit. I want him to be able to utilize that size and strength, but we have to remember these guys are very young. First NFL experience coming up right now, and they're going to get better. And I think that the Packers understood that they need some big bodies, some bodies in there that are not going to be able to get moved around. And with the loss of Slayton, Stackhouse just seems like he fits right in that role.
Yep,
Tim, you got anything else?
100%. I do, and I'm not shocked at all that Esther and O'Malley were released. I would think if any one of those two guys might be practice squad candidates, it's probably Esther. And I agree with Jacob. Little surprising that they went with 6, but when you look at the 6 that they kept, I'm with it. I agree with you, Clay. Maybe Nas was kind of borderline, but there's something there. Like we said, TJ's gone. He's a Cincinnati Bengal. We need some meat there in the middle. Kenny's not getting any younger, so makes a lot of sense to me that maybe that's the reason why they kept 6. Knowing that maybe Stack is going to be a work in progress, and might as well work him with some live game reps. Throw him into the fire as a UDFA rookie, and let him work behind guys like Warren Brinson and Kobe Wooden, Carl Brooks. I mean, really, that's the core right there. I really feel like Kenny Clark's obviously the general of that D tackle group, but Devontae Wyatt and Carl Brooks have really stepped up really this camp as leaders in that room. So lots to be excited about there with the D line.
I'm really excited about Carl Brooks. I think this might be, like we said the other day, this might be the jump we were expecting last year, right? And as Jen Wright says, UDFA streak continues. It does. That's right. With Stackhouse. So awesome. All right, let's move it along. If y'all would take a quick second, please. We got a bunch of people in here. Just hit like, hit subscribe. If you like this type of content, make sure you click the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live. We go live daily talking Packers. So if you're enjoying this type of stuff, make sure you click that bell icon. If you're not, pretend like you didn't even see us. All right. And please don't tell a friend how bad it sucks. Linebackers, 4 players we kept. All right. Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, Isaiah McDuffie, and Tyron Hopper. They released Christian Welch, Isaiah Simmons, Jamin Johnson, and Jared Bartlett. I hope Christian Welch makes it to the practice squad, boys. Because, again, I thought he played well. I thought he had a good camp. Was really, really rooting for him. Not surprised by Isaiah Simmons, although they may try to bring both those guys back. And what I'm finding here, Emilio, as we're going through this whole thing is I've now said we might keep them both, and if you tally all those up at each position, we're going to have 33 people on the practice squad, which you guys know is not allowed. So what do you think about them potentially keeping Christian Welch and Isaiah Simmons? Or like somebody else said, what if they do put Baron Sorrell on IR tomorrow? They pop up and do something that we don't expect and free up a spot just to kind of – there'll be a move or two tomorrow, Emilio, where we go, didn't see that coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think us carrying 4 tight ends maybe took that one linebacker spot away. I think that's kind of where that trade-off was. But if you're asking Ben Sims and John Fitzpatrick to maybe be on kick coverage, you're standing at the line, run down there, make a tackle. It's not like you having them run the 40 yards or whatever they've had to beforehand. So if you got a big body, a guy that can get off a block, they've played football both ways their whole life till they got to the NFL probably. So they know how to tackle somebody. I think that, let's just get Christian Welch to the practice squad and go from there. I think we tried the Isaiah Simmons thing. I think it's probably past at this point. And, it was just kind of like McCall, give him a shot, see what happens. Didn't work out. All right, appreciate you. Move on. And I think they probably have an eye on somebody else that they would want to bring in other than bringing back Isaiah, somebody else that got waived.
I agree. It's funny because like less than 24 hours ago, we heard a lot of talking heads will just saying that Isaiah Simmons was for sure on this 53. And I don't think any of us expected that. I don't think any of us expected that to happen. So I like this. Look at this backer room, man. Quay Walker, Edrin Cooper, Zay McDuffie, Tyron Hopper. I'm with you. I think a lot of us think that maybe you switch 58 and 59 around, and maybe your big three are Hopper, Cooper, and Walker going forward. And I agree, Christian Welch to the practice squad to be called up at any given moment. And, maybe even Isaiah Simmons. He is an athletic freak. I just don't feel like he's a linebacker. Again, who the hell am I? But I think he's a box safety or a post safety type of dude, not a stack backer.
Yeah, Cheddarhead chimes in here. Did you guys hear about the new MICAH Parsons? We didn't, Cheddarhead. What's going on, dude? Fill us in, man.
Wait, do we have breaking news again? Is there, really?
Oh, now, I think there's several people in the comments are a little concerned about the linebackers. Let's just keep him forward. Like J. Cole, what's making me nervous? We kept 4 linebackers, and I think it was Solder too. The 4 linebackers has me confused. Need the linebacker body and skill tops for kick coverage. That's what makes me really think that Christian Welch and maybe Isaiah Simmons or Jamin Johnson will be on the practice squad. So on the 53, it's just showing 4. But like Matt LaFleur and them said, it's really a 69-man roster plus the international pathway players. So probably going to end up with 6, I would imagine, maybe even 7. And here's the other thing: maybe you grab a linebacker off the scrap heap from somewhere else that you like even better than Christian Welch and Isaiah Simmons. That could happen as well. So, So I wouldn't be too concerned with that. Although you guys know, I did feel like we were going to keep at least 5. I do like trying to keep 5 for sure. So, Professor Cakes Parsons just traded the Packers for a family-sized bag of Cool Ranch Doritos.
Pay that man his money.
Favorite Doritos, by the way. Do y'all like Cool Ranch? Y'all good?
Cool Ranch, yeah,
Cool Ranch.
For sure. Yeah, it was a buy 3 for $8 deal at Kroger's today.
Jesus.
What you know about taking the nacho cheese and the Cool Ranch and just dumping them all into a bowl, and it's just luck of
Just
the
a
draw.
party, just a party thing.
Psycho Tim, you're just
Yo,
throwing it in there.
Heard it from a fan right here.
Talking about getting 3 for 7. 3 for 7 with his EBT card over there. You know what I mean?
Hey, it rings, don't it? It rings.
It seems like everybody's on board with the Cool Ranch, though, for sure. I like just the classic nacho cheese or whatever it is.
Dude, you know what's the best? The Doritos Locos Tacos.
The hell's
Ever
your
had
wrong,
them?
Jake?
Low
What
key,
are you-
what's the best are the fake generic store brand Cool Ranch Doritos, depending on where you're at. Those hit pretty nice.
Belt to ass. BTA. Know what I'm saying?
What'd you say, Jacob? The Doritos Locos are the best, or what?
Yeah.
I was just trying to make sure. Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that the Cinnabon Delights are the best thing at Taco Bell.
I would never
You
forget
Still have that.
Emilio talking about this. And then unfortunately I had to go home to Kentucky for a funeral. And me and my brother-in-law we were all piled into the expedition. We came back across Black Mountain, right? The highest point in Kentucky. We came across, everybody's car sick. Hey, let's pull over, get our bearings here for a second, pull into Taco Bell. My brother-in-law said, "You tried those cinnamon things yet?" I'm like, "No, bro, we smashed like 30 of those."
I'm telling
They
you,
were unbelievable.
best move you've ever made.
I went from wanting to puke on my shoes to all of a sudden eating 30 cinnamon bites. They were unbelievable. So good call, Emilio. I'm proud of you, dude.
what
Wash
I'm
your
here
hands,
for.
wash your butt, man. That's it. That's all.
You're gonna have to
Pretty,
after
pretty
eating 30.
decent with my food takes, I'll be honest.
No, you
yeah.
really are, man. You know how to eat. For a skinny guy, you know how to eat. No doubt about it. I usually don't trust people like you. Tim, put the picture up. You know who I usually trust.
Oh,
These are the guys I trust right here. You know, yeah, that was right there too. There you go, man. You got. I'm telling you, dude. I'm peeking when we're at a restaurant, especially if it's a mom and pop's outfit. I'm like this, looking at the kitchen.
Mhm.
Who is that? Oh yeah. They got some extra hanging under the arm. We're good. We're about
That's
to
Clayton leaning over the deep fryer after he emptied everything out of it.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it, man. End up like that though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Be
man.
careful with that. So, all right,
Did they fix that yet?
but I haven't checked. To be honest with you, we need to get an update on that. They better get it fixed. I know that. So, all right, cornerbacks 6. It's another kind of a surprise. We were saying 5, right? So you got Nate Hobbs, Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine, Bo Melton, Kamal Haddon, and Micah Robinson. So Micah Robinson makes the cut. Did you guys see his tweet by chance? He tweeted out a picture of himself with his helmet off, and he had his nose stripe on, and it says "God's Child" on it. That's all. I think that's all he tweeted. So it's just pretty cool, man. Micah Robinson making the roster. I think he's a good ball player. When we did his write up around draft time on the Patreon page, I was impressed. I was impressed with his resume, But here we go. Kalen King gets cut, right? Corey Ballantyne and Tyron Herring. So they must feel pretty confident they can get Kalen King back on the practice squad. Hey, it worked last year, Jacob, right? And we were kind of, I would keep him. So they leaned toward keeping Micah Robinson and Kamal Haddon and cut Kalen King loose. So I think Kalen King makes a practice squad. What do you think?
Makes sense, though. It was a 30 visit, had the cheese and the target emoji and colored in yellow on the draft board. So, I mean, if you're putting all that time and effort into those kind of players, why would you get rid of them at the first sign, right?
That's a great point, man. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, I agree. Like Emilio said, they build these boards for a reason. I mean, we've kind of Emilio and Clayton and you guys have done such a great job of kind of highlighting the amount of effort that they put into trying to find these prospects every single year. And when they think that they got somebody, I think that they really do want to put a lot of emphasis is to trying to get those guys actually on the field and see if their hypothesis was correct. You know what I mean? And like, I really do like Micah Robinson. Stop it. I love Micah Robinson coming out. I really was excited about Kalen King. I think that, I don't want to put words in Tim's mouth, but I was pretty impressed with what I saw from him. I will say too, I was kind of up and down on Haddon, but the last preseason game, he did seem to be kind of flying around, making a little bit some plays that were kind of pretty impressive. And so I understand why they did that. In my respect, Oranges, we have Micah at home.
Hey, I thought the same thing with Edger and Cooper. And listen, you guys know who Homer is on the Homer Hour, right? You ever watch that on ESPN Milwaukee?
I'm a Milwaukee kid. I'm well versed in.
No idea.
Tim,
yeah.
I think most fans, it seems like they generally don't like Homer. I love listening to his show. I listen to it as I'm prepping our show every night, man. I really enjoy it. He's
Homer
the old
is a
school
staple of sports talk radio in Milwaukee, really Wisconsin as a market as a whole. Like,
and
literally
you can go
my
to
entire lifetime.
You can go to YouTube and find an old clip of Brett Favre at a bar with Homer. They did some kind of show together, and they had a live audience. And Favre was throwing footballs at glasses on the bar and stuff, breaking them. Yeah, it was absolutely awesome, man. So I really do like Homer. I like that old school approach. He's brash. He's got strong takes. I get you. I think he believes everything he says, though. I don't think it's let me say something outlandish here. I appreciate people who's been in the sports talk game for that long. I mean, you lasted that long. It's impressive. But Kalen King, since you bring up the draft board, Emilio, I pulled our previous year's draft board, and we actually had
Hold on. The chat is legitimately saying that Adam Scheffner just tweeted that Mike is a Packer.
Let's get it.
From multiple people. I tell you what, bro.
I don't see an Adam Scheffner tweet. Let me check real quick.
We got J. Cole saying it, Elijah Gwynn. What is happening?
I gotta go throw up. I'll be right back.
I'm not showing an Adam Scheffner tweet unless it just ain't an update for me.
I don't see anything.
Cheddarhead saying he's
I pay for the non-Radio Shack internet like Jacob pays for it. Okay, so I should know.
Oh man,
I can't. So they missed
We've got multiple people in the chat saying
I think they're looking at the Adam Schefter burner account.
Oh no! Did they get got? They got, didn't they? Let's
Could
see.
be.
What? How is that one spelled too? I got to see this.
I don't know. I'm trying to see here. Hold on.
Please, Lord, baby.
Well, in the
Jesus.
meantime, let's keep talking corners. So, anyways,
Please.
the big shock to me was I forgot who mentioned it in the chat. It was a great point. He said Haddon over King. I think really what it proved to be was it was Micah Robinson over Kalen King. And we had talked about last night that if they did keep 6 corners, that Kamal Haddon would be that 6th. I think the battle was for that 5th. And I think Robinson, Tulane's own, might have just edged out Kalen King. And I think, to Kalen King's credit, like we talked about, we saw it on Saturday. He got a little bit more physical, especially in the run fits, looked pretty good as a slot. And I think at the end of the day, he probably just doesn't have the wheels that they're looking for. I mean, when you look at CV and Keyshawn and Nate Hobbs, obviously Bo Melton is extremely quick and fast. Kamal Haddon moves well, and Micah Robinson's got, lightning in his feet. So I think maybe it was just a speed factor that might have, kind of determined the fact that, we're going with the 7th round rookie here over the second year 7th round guy at corner. Well, Kalen King on the practice squad, though, for sure.
And
what I was trying to say about Kalen King, there was a 148.1 grade that we had on him, Emilio, so worthy of around a top 150 pick. So
right,
go ahead.
Right. And my thought was, all right, you had Mike on the 4 years because you just drafted him. You had already put Kalen King onto the practice squad before, so it's not like you're keeping a 4-year contract or anything safe with that. So maybe you say, hey, we did the research on Micah. He ended up falling to us. We took him. We did a little bit of research on Kalen. We had him around, but hey, let's slide him off. We'll keep the 4 years, and hopefully he makes it. And again, we still have Bo if we need him to swing over to wide receiver for a little bit if we get some injuries.
As long as he doesn't eat too many cheese curds, right?
Cheese curds make my stomach hurt all the time, but I do eat them though.
The most
I just
unintentionally.
had some from Culver's the other day.
Oh wow!
Let's go.
This was apparently an accident, but Donovan Schilling says Afim Schlefter.
That makes sense.
Somebody needs to create an Afim.
There it is. Clay, I told you that Elijah got. Y'all was an Adam Schlefter. So I'm so sorry. I'm going to go delete my socials.
Listen, this is where people usually pile on Elijah, right? No. Everybody got at least once.
I got multiple times.
You do that, you're going to get your ass kicked. And then
Donovan Schilling says, I'm convinced Ricky Scoops is just Jerry Jones's burner.
I love it.
And Elijah, you're our insider. All right. Just know that. Okay. We appreciate you.
What anything else on Emilio? What are you drinking?
The good old Oktoberfest. I thought it was.
It's Tom. Boy, I'm telling you.
Once I saw him stacked up like 5 feet high in the middle of the store, I said, I'm going to go over to the cooler, grab a cold 6-pack, and come home and talk about the 53.
One sip of Oktoberfest, and I just want to rake some damn leaves, dude. I'm telling you. It just gets me fired up every single year. It put the weight on you, though. You got to be careful, Emilio.
Yeesh.
You know what I mean? You end up cut from the Buccaneers. Next thing you know, you ain't careful. All right.
Thick. Real quick before we move on from
you got another MICAH Parsons update, Jake?
No, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
I just am so excited for Bo Melton. That was another quote unquote rumor that everybody thought was just, not going to happen.
Here's the guy.
Yeah. I'm just the ability for somebody at his age to just switch positions in the NFL and make a 53-man roster to me needs to be appreciated. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. What a dog. Keep him around his brother. He's going to learn from him. He's going to be teaching his brother here soon if he keeps this up.
I feel like Bo's got all the attributes you want. Like once that tackle grade improves, he's really going to be a force to be reckoned with, I think, in the secondary. We talk about him converting from receiver. He knows a lot of these route combinations and what these guys are going to run before they even get out of their break, Yeah.
So Ernie, the Cowboys fan with 24,000 followers.
Good crackhead. You got hold to the wrong stuff.
Said breaking. I can confirm through sources. That's how you know it's legit. That the Packers have indeed offered 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, a fifth-round pick for Cowboys defensive end Micah Parsons. Per Ricky Scoops, they're also offering $45 million per season. So this guy is saying he's confirming the exact trade package that I talked about, Jason Wilde talked about, as just a random, here's what I would give up. So this seems to be recirculating. So
That's terrible.
Bates is saying, too, that now Easton Butler is chiming in. He says, what is going on? Aaron Rodgers also just said Easton is also tweeting something. I don't like all this smoke. Because I'm starting to think there's a fire.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Thanks, you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, and Kay Adams' tweet now is almost 400 responses and like almost 350,000 views in like 40 minutes. So
yeah, it's heating up.
Oh boy,
Jacob, why don't you tweet something out about Micah? Maybe it'll blow up.
I gotta make a new burner, brother.
All right, so Easton Butler just said, guys, ... Micah could be a Packer if what I was told is right.
Clay, can you just tweet out "you guys" with ... on the and just see what happens?
I'm doing it right. Oh, God, let's do it. Let's play along.
I just want to see how much engagement we get on this.
We're going to lose some followers, but that's okay.
Tim, what do you think about the safety room?
It's set.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
that's absolutely set. And awesome news that Omar Brown is apparently on the mend and improving. So him going to IR is cool. Obviously, we think that Omar Brown outshined Baldwin and Simpson when it came to the kind of back end of that room. But
definitely,
you got to feel good about X. E-Will and Javon Bullard. And then a healthy Zane Anderson, hopefully, and then obviously Mr. KT Oladapo. Team music right on cue. Thank you, sir. Let's go.
Dog.
I want to go too long, dude.
We needed the man back, okay? It's how doers get more done, all right?
Cut the music, Emilio. Cut the music.
It'll be all right.
Fine, as long as we're talking over it, they can't
we'll lose
it
everything. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Emilio, that tweet I just sent out, it's running, bro.
Let's go! I knew it. Come on now.
Oh
my gosh.
In all seriousness, though, it is great to hear that Omar Brown is doing well. Yeah. I thought that guy absolutely, I swear to God.
Look at this thing running right here, boys. Look at the comments. Oh boy!
I want to
Let's give it a retweet too.
Poop my hand.
Oh yeah, she's gonna get spinning.
Like I said, the followers will go down, but that's okay. It's all in good fun, right? Oh gosh, I'm crying over here. Tim, you got to embrace this, man. This is fun, dude. This is good stuff, dude. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to feel bad if Micah Parsons becomes a Green Bay Packer. I will just feel bad for the capital and the personnel and the money that it's going to cost to bring him here.
Yeah, that'll be Tim. Like, Micah's a good player, but all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Get ready to go.
Safety. Anything else y'all want to add to the safety room? I think y'all pretty well covered it.
No, I think it's maybe the one group that we don't need to have anybody on the practice squad for. Does that make sense to y'all? Like,
it does. I completely agree.
Especially with Omar Brown on IR, right? You don't need to take up a spot.
I thought Baldwin played as well as he could, honestly. So that maybe if he gets to be on that practice squad kind of thing, that I'd be all right with that.
Which is crazy to think now, just because 3 of those 5 players are basically going to be playing every game. If you think about it like that, Bullard's going to be in on 80% of the plays at nickel. So if you go down with an injury, it's Zane and Oladapo hopping right in there. So there's not as much maybe depth there, but you have solid guys that you're ready to go into a battle with. You're not really worried about any of those guys.
Yeah. Should I tack onto that tweet and just say I stumped my toe?
No, it's oh my God, you guys.
That's the tip though.
Haven't seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Just say that.
Yeah, there you go.
I will. Have you guys seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
No, you need to get because you already got 18 comments on that thing. It's been
it's gonna get ratioed real good with people calling me a troll, but hey man, we'll just have
we're gonna give him some
Rightfully so. Specialists 3, no surprise here. Brandon McManus, Daniel Whelan, and Matt Orzik. They release Mark McNamee. Obviously, he should be back on the international player pathway. But the big news today, boys, Jacob, don't get excited with that screenshot there, okay? Packers long snapper, Matt Orzik. Do y'all say Orzic or Orzik? What do y'all say?
Orzic.
I say Orzik.
I don't care what you say. I'll say this.
Pay that man his money.
And they did, Tim. So they reached an agreement today on a 3-year, $4.8 million contract extension per his agent, Paul Sheehy. How do you say that, Emilio?
Sheehy.
Sheehy. All right, got it.
The deal, like
I was going to say,
third highest paid long snapper. So, man.
Wow.
He's spinning that thing.
So I just want to say the Twitter account just went up there.
Yeah, well, Clay, whatever you did, it's got the algorithm blowing up. We almost got 1,000 viewers at this point. That baby is firing.
Holy crap! What the?
I'm a net tater, baby. Let's go.
And they literally log onto the live stream. We're talking about the long snapper.
Don't worry. We'll come around to the oh my god news shortly. Here, give us a second. It's just we're setting it up.
Yeah. All right. HE Soda with the super chat, leaving the room to go mix a drink and grab some Doritos for every PR this year. I just can't take it anymore. Packers PR not hurting me anymore. What are we talking about? PR?
Punt return? Oh, punt return or press release? I don't know. Clarify, HE Soda.
I would say press release.
Press release.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. Boys, we made it through, didn't we? Give the people what they want. Snapper talk. There you go.
Hold on. I feel like we got to stay on live for a little bit here, Clay. You got to tell Mandy that, that I don't know why, but there is, like Emilio said, we got almost 1,000 people.
You know why.
What we got going on at X here, bro. I'm on Twisted Tees and Sports praying.
Let's go. Let's go. And judging by the profile pic there, Dalton, thank you for your service. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Noteworthy items. Green Bay retained all 8 of its draft picks from the 25 draft, though 2 defensive linemen, Colin Oliver, and offensive lineman John Williams, will start the season on the PUP list. All right, the Packers' 53-man roster consists of 41 draft picks and 12 undrafted free agents. 32 players were drafted by GM Brian Gutekunst. Bo Melton made the 53-man roster after transitioning from receiver to corner mid-off-season. The second-year veteran had 5 tackles and a pass breakup in 3 preseason games and contributes on special teams as a flyer and jammer on punt units. Former Georgia defensive lineman Nazir Stackhouse made the 53, obviously. So that's at least one undrafted rookie. This is what Jen Wright was talking about. At least one undrafted rookie on their week 1 roster to 21 consecutive years now that's happened. He had 4 tackles and a pass breakup in the preseason. Green Bay kept at least 6 receivers on its initial 53-man roster for the 5th straight year, including cutting 7th-year veteran McCole Hardman, who signed in March after winning 3 Super Bowl rings with the Chiefs. These are just random little tidbits here. Let me see if there's anything else that we need to hit on. I think
Omar Brown is interesting there. Placed on IR without designation to return, ending the season unless a settlement is reached. So that may explain why we're thinking maybe no safety on the practice squad. Maybe they reach a settlement if things are looking up for him, long term. I don't know. But I don't know. That's kind of interesting info right there. I saw Wes Hockiewicz had that out earlier today.
Got it. All right.
Wondering if the chat, JJ McQuaid in the chat says, a couple of crazy, surprising cuts today from other teams. I'll admit I didn't have a chance to look through everything that happened. Is there anybody in the chat, if there's a player that maybe you guys think that the Packers should or would sign? I think that'd be an interesting topic.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to comb through them either, to be honest with you, because there was still some coming in kind of late, and there was, conflicting reports on was this player actually on the roster, was he not on other teams? So I try to kind of steer clear of that until the following day. But did you hear of anybody, Emilio, Tim, anybody that caught your all's interest?
Or Amelia, if over, not to put more homework on your plate while you're trying to eat your Doritos or whatever, but if there was a way we could cross-reference the either free agents or people that got cut with our draft board over the last maybe year or 2 and see if there's somebody that just makes a lot of sense, we could maybe have a little scoop ourselves and try to see if we could call that shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We need a list of who got cut is what we need.
Right. Yeah. And again, that's going to be It's going to be a circus tomorrow. I like to wait till the smoke settles. You know what I mean? All right, who do we have on our practice squad, and just kind of go from there. Or else you end up talking about a lot of stuff that doesn't matter. Not that we haven't done that on this particular show. As United Bates says, now Easton Butler is chiming in. What is going on? And then he said something else. I thought he said that there was serious interest. Is what he said.
Real interest.
That's it. I'm calling McManus in here. Let's go. That's it.
Throw a flag.
Get him in here. Throw a flag.
Yeah, there it is. So, listen, we got a bunch of people in here watching. Appreciate everybody tuning in. If you would hit that like button, subscribe. If you're here on YouTube, feel free to click the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live. We're going to hang out for a little bit, guys. If any of y'all need to go. I say we continue to comb through Twitter and see if anything else comes down the pike here. Obviously, we're done with our normal content, but this is a unique situation as the MICAH Parsons rumors are starting to swirl a little bit. I trust Easton Butler. I'll tell you that.
Dude is plugged in.
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
a stand-up dude, man. Stand-up guy for sure. And not that I don't trust anybody else that's talked about it. It's just anytime I hear the 2 first, the second, and the fifth, I know where that originated, and I'm like, I think people are just kind of pulling that off of what was mentioned before. Chuck says Mandy is done with Clay. Mandy left town about an hour ago. She's done. She's already out of here, bub. And yeah, so we gotta figure something out there. Oh wait, but all right, Jacob.
Yes,
we're going into MICAH Watch.
MICAH
I said a bad word. Crap just got serious. Okay. What are you willing to give up if it is real? What's the maximum amount of draft capital Jacob, the beard, is willing to give up for MICAH Parsons? And you two gentlemen get ready at the bottom because you're going to be asked this unless y'all want to sign off.
All right. If I actually have to decide on this, I would be willing to give up LVN, and I don't want to. So I don't want to do this. Basically, what Dennis just said, I'd give up LVN and 1,
I don't want to
2.
do this.
I'd give up LVN and maybe a 2, like a second round pick or a third round, maybe like, I hate saying it again, but like Romeo Dobbs and a second or something like that. But I don't want to do that. But if you force me to do something like they've done at the office, to me, it's just not worth it, man. It is odd, though. I will say this. It's odd to me that we kept 5 DNs and only 4 linebackers. I'm not saying there's any writing on the wall that they knew something was going to happen, but it was a little bit surprising to me that both of those rooms are a lot lower than I thought they would be as far as the rotation goes. But that's all I got to say about that.
My answer is easy. Nothing. No one, nothing, nobody, no money, nothing, 0. I like our guys. Go ahead, Emilio.
So you would not trade for MICAH Parsons?
No, I would not. I would absolutely not.
Got it.
I would either. Just for the record, I don't want to do it.
Okay, so Jacob and Tim would not trade for MICAH Parsons. Okay, got it. Go ahead, Emilio.
Yeah, I mean, I've been opposed to it the whole time. Obviously, the dude's pretty elite in his own aspect. If we're doing it, I would want to bite all the bullet off I possibly could right away and say, all right, give him a 20, give him a 26 first and a third and walk away if they don't take it. Because I mean, I'm setting the price if I'm going over there and taking a guy who's under contract for you for potentially the next 3 years. I'm gonna walk into Ross and put my own yellow sticker on that thing and tell him what I'm giving him. And then we can worry about the money later on. Obviously, we kind of move some around. Depends on who leaves, the O-line and stuff moving forward. But and the TV deal coming up, so maybe the money wouldn't be as bad. But it's just kind of tough. You're bringing in somebody from the outside that's going to be getting paid almost more than your quarterback and more than anybody else on defense who's tenured and has been there for a long time. And again, that locker room aspect, we got rid of Rasul Douglas, who we thought was a dog in the locker room and a good locker room guy. I just wouldn't want to bring a dude that's, laying on the training table in the middle of a game. I think it was Ross Tucker talking about it. He's like, dude, if I were the Cowboys, how are you bringing a dude? How are you letting him sit in? You know what I mean? Like if you're paying the dude, you're working when you're there. I don't want you sitting there and because you'd have those kids in high school all the time. Like you can't be a distraction if you're just going to be sitting there. You can't be the dude that's taking everybody's mind away from the game. That would be my only hang up.
I got you. No, I think that's a legit hang up there too, man, for sure.
Yep.
JJ McQuaid in the chat says Eagles cut Antoine Powell, Riley. Yeah. Pats cut edge Braden Swinson.
Ooh.
That's interesting there, right? And Rams cut Chris Paul Jr. A couple surprising cuts today. Was Chris Paul Jr. a rookie this year?
Yeah.
I thought all those.
He was the linebacker from Ole Miss. He was actually my middle linebacker in Ultimate Team for a while.
Well, wasn't Swinson the DN LSU guy?
Didn't we talk about him being undersized? Am I thinking right,
yeah.
Emilio?
Yeah, he's a little bit small, but he really was a decent Mike. Powell Ryland we had at 140, 149. He was above Colin Oliver, actually. He was 4 spots above Colin Oliver. Mm-hmm. And Braden Swinson.
That was the LSU kid that we liked, right?
Who?
Braden Swinson.
No, you're thinking of who's he thinking of? Amelia.
Carson Schwarzenegger.
No. LSU edge. Was it Braden Swinson?
I swear it was.
Oh yeah, Braden Swinson, LSU edge. He had an 80 grade.
That was the one. Yeah, that's the one that Greg Cosell absolutely loved.
Right, he was a captain, cheese emoji, hard eyes.
That's what I'm saying.
There? What happened there?
I mean, Rams though. Rams got a real nice young D line right now, so maybe.
Chris Paul was our fifth best linebacker, just behind Danny Stutzman.
Hey, let's go.
So Braden Swinson and Chris Paul are actually in the same exact tier 10, in between an 80 to a 90 grade. Both of them getting cut.
Got it. Good stuff.
There's potential out there.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for these guys that you had a high draft grade on. Let's assume that what was the grade on Swinson again, Emilio? What was the number of grade that we had on?
Was an 80.7.
Let's assume that Goody had him in his top 100, right?
Darren Sorrell, really quickly. Darren Sorrell was a 121.4 out of Texas.
There you go.
Yeah, wow.
You're probably open to bringing a guy like that in. Get a look at him. Now that's where you got to keep a little bit of flexibility on the 53 because you can't just put him on the practice. So you got to bring him in, put him on the 53. That's what we're saying. Like maybe you get him in and you realize what the other teams are seeing on him, right, or was not seeing on him, and you cut him loose. So, respect the one that says drink every time Parsons is mentioned.
Just so you guys know, Tim in the chat can tell that you're visibly sick to your stomach and that you hate the Micah Parsons talk. I agree. I do.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to hate on anyone's opinion. And like we've discussed this ad nauseum already. We're not knocking Micah Parsons. He's a monster on the football field, but I just don't see how you auction off that much capital to bring one guy into your team and basically give up on everything you've been building these last couple of years. And then the next couple of years for that matter. So,
yeah, I think the real question is, for me personally, is what would the actual offer be? That's the big thing for me. Like I would love to have Micah Parsons, but what's the price? And everybody's kind of all over the joint with the price. I've been pretty vocal. I would go first and a third is what I'd be willing to give up. If I got to pay him 41 to 45 million per, I'd go a first and a third. That's what I'd be willing to give
from this year. With no player, correct?
That's this year.
See, that's as close as my head can get to a deal for him. Right?
It'd be
Keep our personnel, couple picks. Let's go. I could see that at the most.
Now, if you're saying, okay, they would want, LVN in a first.
Yeah.
I could get close to that. I don't look at that deal and go, no, absolutely not. But this talk of 2 firsts, a second, and Rashawn Gary, and that's just absolutely insane.
This talk that if you bring Micah Parsons to Green Bay, that we're automatically winning a Super Bowl, like that's. I mean, we've already talked about the Reggie White comparisons, which is asinine. I think we're getting way too willing to put all our eggs in one basket and bet the farm on one player. It's a team game, guys, and we've been building a team for several years. And as Clayton always says, right, we're building a team, not collecting talent. And I disagree.
Yeah,
to me, it doesn't feel like the type of locker room guy that we deserve in Green Bay. That would be you guys know how cheap I am. I am the biggest cheapskate of all time. Yeah. But to me, I'm more of an emotion guy, a locker room guy. I want to have good vibes. Like I just don't think that he would be the type of person that would mesh well with the city, with the locker room, with the community. I could be wrong, and if it happens, then I'll embrace him with open arms. But yeah.
Yeah, that. I mean, you're talking about a guy. What is he? 20? He's 26 years old, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get his best years. There's no doubt about it. When you put that much capital into somebody, though, man, that's why the money is a big factor for me, because all it takes is you're one knee injury away from tying up $40 million of your cap. I mean, what would the percentage be on that? I don't even know what the percentage of the cap would be there. What is the salary cap this year? Does anybody know right offhand by chance? The actual total?
I want to say it was like 270 something.
What it was. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go 2025 NFL salary cap. It is 279 million. So do the math right there, boys. 279. Let's just call it 41 million on the low end of what some people are projecting it would be, right? So
I mean, that's too much, man. That's that's quarterback style money almost. You know what I mean? For most, and we look at what happened with, obviously that Browns deal when they got, was it Watson? That was the dumbest thing that's ever happened. But that's still ruining that organization years later. I don't want to dip that much money into one single player that isn't necessarily known for being, the best locker room guy. That's just, to me, seems like you're asking for a problem. And like Tim said, we've been working so hard building this team up, being the youngest team, really working it through the draft, having a lot of up and coming players, signing smart free agents at smart times in their career that benefit the team. I just, and then I understand this, Donovan says scared money don't make money. I understand that, but
that's something I say all the time. I've actually got it wrote on a whiteboard. That's how I've had to, and listen, I'm the most conservative person you'll ever meet financially. Is like, I spoil my wife rotten, right? You go buy whatever you want to get. Me, I'm over here eating a frozen pizza. You know what I mean? But scared money don't make money, man. That's a fact. Now, if you miss though, I keep coming back to, and I know people don't like this comparison, this analogy. Like Greg Rice says, overpay for great, right? He's great. There's no doubt. Let's pull up his PFF. Let's just take a quick gander here. I want to see exactly.
I'm willing to overpay for great. I'm just not willing to, auction the future of the franchise in the mix to do it. Right. That's why I'm with you. Money and draft picks. Now you're starting to get me, interested a little bit. But when you start talking about Rashawn Gary or LBN and all these guys, like, stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. His PFF grade is very heavily leaning on his pass rush ability and his pass.
We talked about that the other night. It's like, if he's on the field, does the opposing team just assume he's rushing the passer every down? Like,
right.
But they can kind of keyhole on that. And obviously we know how good he is against double teams and things like that. But I mean, that is what he is. He is a pass rushing edge defender.
Right. Very true. So if you look at the run defense grade, right, and that's the downside to his game, 65, 68, 73, 59. That's going backwards. So let me say that properly. Starting in 2021, 59, 73, 68, 65. And I know there's people out there who go, well, you're not paying them to stop the run. Okay, then don't come in here complaining when somebody gashes you for a 45-yard gain because that dude rushed 8 yards up the field beyond the pocket or where the pocket would be.
You mean like Aaron Jones did a couple years ago in Dallas?
Yeah. So in terms of a pass rusher, though, 91, 93, 92, 93, he's been a great pass rusher since he got in the league. There's no two ways about it. What are you willing to sacrifice, though? Because that's the other thing that many people don't look at is when you give something up, when you say, all right, we're going to focus in on this on defense, you got to give something up. There's no defense. There's no call where it's like, okay, we're going to take away the pass. We're going to take away the run. We get pressure on the quarterback. Mm-hmm. Everything's just going to be perfect. That's not how it works. Last year, we chose to key in on the run. We finished second in yards per carry allowed. I remember damn near 2 decades of Packer football where Packer fans were so over the fact that teams were running the ball down our throat. Like, I remember it like it was yesterday. We finally get that buttoned up, right? And again, complain about the pass rush, we were 8th in sacks. Well, you take away the 3 best games, okay, take away the 3 best games from every team. You know, if you're going to compare apples to apples, compare apples to apples. Don't do that with the Packers and then go to another team and say, okay, well, here's how good they were at rushing the passer, but you don't remove their best 3 games. That makes sense. So that's what you're giving up, man.
Yeah,
If MICAH Parsons, and here's the other thing: if we call a defense like we did last year, Jeff Hafley, which would we all agree? Is there anybody in the chat that did not like the way Jeff Hafley called the defense last year? Let me know. There may be somebody out there, and we can agree to disagree. I have not met one Packer fan that's like, I don't like the way Hafley calls defense. Right? The reality is he didn't let those guys pin their ears and go. He just didn't do it. With MICAH Parsons, that's what you would do with him. Pin your ears and go get the quarterback. Well, you're going to have teams run right at his ass, and that's going to be a liability on the edge. Unless you kick him back to stack backer like they did his rookie year, and now you become a little more unpredictable in that regard. So, United Bates on their ears just wrong.
So the only thing that gets me on Micah here is, you're looking at, there's your 103 total pressures, Clay, that was picked from 2023. There's that, but 2024 70, right? Okay, so that kind of dropped. Go over to the tackles. 2021, yes, rookie guy, 61 tackles, love it. You're putting it out there. Drops to 37, almost in half. Okay, not too worried. 34 last year, 26. And his missed tackle percentage is almost climbing. Besides, his 103 and 23.
Is that real?
He missed 16. This is according to PFF, where we can't look at the tape, right?
Yeah.
16% missed tackle rate last year. That's, boys, again, getting a hell of a pass rusher, but at what expense? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. $20 million per. Oh, sign me up. $30 million per. You get over $40 million per, and you're missing 16% of your tackles. Yeah, that's a tough look. It's a real tough look. So, it's interesting though, man, for sure. Let me comb through Twitter one last time before we wrap up here, man. Anything else you guys want to add to the MICAH Parsons talk here? Is obviously there's multiple people talking about it. Easton Butler, the more recent one, and I've already seen people they're not tagging Easton Butler, but they're bashing Easton Butler like he's not in the know-how. I just absolutely love how people who have a well-established following on Twitter are so quick to bash other people like that. It cracks me the hell up. They act like I call them the gatekeepers, and I don't give a rat's ass to make somebody mad or not. They've established themselves within the Packer community, and we will tell you what to think. We'll tell you what to think.
Emilio, Tim, what do you guys think about H.E. Soder's comment? Can you hide, basically in quotations saying, can you kind of mask what Parsons is going to do on that defense against the run with linebackers like Cooper, Walker, and Hopper? What would your take be on that, considering, though, like we mentioned it in earlier podcasts, that the majority of the time that 4-3 base is like 15% of the snaps. The majority of them was the nickel 4-2-5, right? So who are you taking on off the field to put those guys all on the field at the same time would be my question.
And I don't think you can, if you're going to put an emphasis on the run, then your pass D is going to suffer, right? We talked about guys having to be versatile and be able to touch spy and, get out in coverage and things like that. So if you're going to fire a guy like MICAH Parsons off the edge, or, have him mug in a gap or something on occasion and just going after the quarterback, if you're going to try and mask that with stack backer play, I think that's going to take away from our middle of the field coverage against like RPO and, pass plays and things like that. I mean, we actually saw that in the first handful of preseason reps in that first game, that it was just over the middle was constantly wide open. We were getting lit up. And I think that's because of, what you give up when you're focusing on the run versus the pass. And I think when you get a guy like MICAH Parsons into this kind of system, that's what we would probably have to account for. Like, he's not terrible against the run, but it's not great, right? So I don't know if you can quote unquote hide that, especially given all the tape that MICAH Parsons has out there, right? He's no stranger to anybody in this league right now. So
it's kind of tough, especially if you have him at edge. You're asking him to set the edge on a counter, set the edge on a sweep, on an outside zone, all that. He can do it, obviously, but sometimes to take away somebody like that, you're running at him in general. You're trying to attack him, double team him, push him off the ball, things like that. And it would potentially work if, Gary's tearing it up on the other side. You're bringing maybe a blitz from the opposite side. You're trying to work around it. It's just, man, I just don't know about the capital that we'd be giving up. But if it happens, it happens. Well, I guess we'll see tomorrow morning when we wake up. Be like Christmas morning, Jacob.
Yeah, Matt Schneidman has not tweeted anything about it. Matt Schneidman, as you guys know, he's plugged in as anybody. Tom Silverstein as well. He hasn't tweeted anything about it. Andy Herman said, okay, this Micah Parsons thing, hearing buzz from multiple people, still not holding my breath, but it doesn't seem like nothing. So he's hearing some stuff behind the scenes as well. So, yeah, there you go with that. That's the update there. And again, nothing from Matt Schneidman to this point. Let me comb through a couple more here. You guys keep on talking.
But yeah, everybody that's on Twitter, you can click on Clayton's account on X and go ahead and hop over to YouTube, sub, like, appreciate that. But yeah, man, we'll be covering Packers daily. I think that we might have something, right, guys? I don't know. We'll see.
Let's see what Kay Adams has said here lately.
Yeah, let's get the real info. We got to talk to the unofficial GM right now.
Hey, man. Hey. People rolled their eyes about McKinney, and boy, oh boy, she delivered on that one, didn't she? McKinney, and then there was another one too. No, she was trying to get Devontae Adams back, wasn't she? What it was.
Yeah, she was going hard to get Tay Adams back. That would have been cool, right? Kay Adams gets Tay Adams back to Green Bay, but lo and behold, he's a Ram. What are you going to do?
I will not stand for the Easton Butler slander, though. I know that.
That's right. Let's go. Line them up, Clayton. Let's start the list.
To belt the ass out here. Give me the audio. Go ahead, Jacob. What were you going to say, man?
Yeah, just if I had to play devil's advocate, Donovan Schilling brings up a good point. He says, okay, guys, but imagine Parsons with actually good coaching. I'd argue, too, a good atmosphere, a good owner, or multiple million owners, and just like an actual environment where he is held to account. It's not Jerry's world in Green Bay. When you come into Green Bay, there's an expectation of how you're going to hold yourself as a professional, as an athlete, as a member of the community. And we've seen it happen with multiple other players where, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Brenton Cox Jr. was considered a no-fly zone for most teams. And we brought him into Green Bay, and the guy has been an absolute saint, in my opinion. And sometimes it just takes a change of scenery to kind of, and let's not forget, we've talked about how young the guy is. So if I was making an argument for him, that's the one that I would, maybe provide, being that Jeff Hafley seems to be kind of a whisper in that sort of way, being a very good coach, not just disciplinary or anything, but not just scheming. He just seems like he's able to communicate well with his players and get the best out of them. That would be, if you were going to make an argument for Micah, that's the argument I'd want to hear, but I don't want to do it. I still don't want to do it.
How many of these would we have to give up for Micah Parsons?
Oh boy,
too many, too damn.
Put a couple Taco Bells out of business doing that. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna get the NFL Pro stats up real quick, just so we can kind of cross-check that missed tackle. Now they're not going to show missed tackle percentage; they'll just simply give you the.
They might show you this though.
Can't even see the screen, but I'm sure it's something outrageous. No doubt about it.
Sit your butt outside.
I'm so glad it's football season, guys. My God.
This brings up a good point. It says Parsons would be a Cox process stopper. I don't want that. It'd be a process stopper for all of them, for LVN, it just Mosby, Deslin, anybody, Barron. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. And that being said, if it happens, I'll be like, I always wanted to do it.
I'm getting a jersey. Right. Yeah, so they're showing on NFL Pro 43 tackles is what they've got listed for Micah. 32 stops. 32 stops. Like I said, Rashawn Gary had a much higher run stop percentage than Micah Parsons did. He had 12 sacks last year. His pressure percentage was 19%. That would have led the Packers. Obviously, Gary and Brenton Cox Jr. led the Packers at 13%. So, again, it's real straightforward. Here's what I think's happened, me personally. I think that Jerry is going to ask for a Herschel Walker type deal for Micah, and I don't think the Packers will get to that point. That's what I think. I think there's real interest. I think they're talking behind the scenes, all those things. But I think what it comes down to is Jerry holds the cards. That's the thing. Like, he's got his rights for 3 years. People, it's just a 1-year deal. No. If Jerry says, I'm not touching anything with the contract, you're going to be a Cowboy this year. Micah has 2 options. Play for the Cowboys or sit and not get paid and then have to revisit this again next year. Period. Case closed, right? Now, let's say he does play this year. Next year, Jerry can franchise tag him again. And then Jerry can franchise tag him again. They have him for 3 years, no matter what David Mulugeta says, right? So has Jerry handled this good? Absolutely not. When is Jerry handling it?
He does hold all the cards right now. He really
does. There's no doubt about it. So I say that because that's what gives him the power to tell the Packers, I want a Herschel Walker type deal here. Yeah. That's the kind of package I want. So that's what it comes down to. So that's why I have a hard time believing he would accept a first and a third, and that's where I'm at. I would give a first and a third. So that's where we're at. So anything else, boys? Anything at all? We'll get ready to wrap this up. I'm going to go downstairs, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to do to get myself out of the doghouse this evening, boys. It's going to be bad.
Bates. What a guy.
Oh, Bates, thank you so much, buddy. Tell them about it, Amelia, while I comb through one more time.
Oh, Bates is the guy because he has gifted 20 Packer Fan Total Access memberships on YouTube. So anybody listening on Twitter, even if you're just in the chat on YouTube, even if you just pull up the video and are in here, potentially could get your hands on one of those gifts. But yeah, I mean, that'll get you put onto the wheel, the Larry McCarron Pinky wheel. That can win you, what is that, weekly, every other week, every couple weeks?
How about these hands?
Head and take the 90-degree out route of the Pinky, and we're going to get that baby spinning. And whoever wins that, go ahead and win you a potential card, jersey, memorabilia, whatever. So, yeah, hang around.
There you go. Thank you so much, Bates. We appreciate you. Round the horn one last time here, boys. Anything else y'all want to hit on before we wrap up? Anything at all?
No, like Emilio just said, if you guys are listening in Twitter or watching on Twitter, try to switch over to YouTube so that in the future we get your comments a little more quickly and easier there. And we're going to be doing this all season long. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more drama, a lot more rumors and stuff like that to cover. So while it's all quiet tonight on the front, I think that we will see some shakeups for sure tomorrow with some more free agent signings, guys getting released, guys getting swapped, that whole thing. So I think it's going to be an interesting season to say the least.
Oh yeah, we got some OGs with a couple of wins there. Mike Hebron got gifted a membership. Blake B got gifted. Johnny B.
Nice.
Who else? Packers Daily. Rob Westerman got a member.
Rob Westerman got a
Rob. Nice. Dude, if he wins, let's spin that wheel. Let's get Rob one of these, man. But let's go.
Jacob Westendorf tweeted out an hour ago, Jerry, this is God. I want you to send him to Green Bay. We'll throw back to the Reggie days. So, all right. That's it, guys. We're going to get out of here. Appreciate everybody. If Micah does get traded to the Packers here this evening, I may be up here on the couch in the game room anyway. I may go live. You know what I mean? That's probably what will end up happening. So, but we really appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Again, I would use caution on the rumors, but also stay plugged in the people that you trust. Like I said, man, Easton Butler's been good until you get, to me, the one that sticks out the most, Andy Herman saying, hey, there's something real behind the scenes. Now, whether they'll, meet the requirements to get it done. And I think it's still a stretch, but we'll see. And Kay Adams, obviously, she's the one. That's where this started, right? She stirred the whole pot. Am I thinking right?
Yeah, she can do whatever she wants, man.
Jacob, sir, you were out of control. She's not even a cop. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. Hit that like button, hit subscribe. We'll see y'all tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Central for PTA Live, where we will talk about the practice squad additions, and we may even start to dive into a little Packers Lions talk, start to get a little scouting report put together. And I'm eager to revisit their injury situation to kind of see, because I know the Packers, last I checked, they are 1.5-point favorites at home against Detroit. So I think somebody said there's only one game this season that the Packers aren't favored which is really cool. So, yeah. Respect oranges. There's always cosplay. Unbelievable. Faith, thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate you, man. You're too kind. Also, I want to give a shout out to Aaron Rodgers for the super chats earlier. Shout out to Nick McSwain, who's been a member here for 11 months. And H.E. Soda with the super chat as well. You guys are too kind. Make sure you check out our Patreon group, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. We're going to be giving away an autographed Lucas Van Ness rookie card this weekend. Everybody take care. God bless. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Here we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.